Hey there, fellow female activists. Cathy here, your wellness coach, and today we are in our wellness playlist. We are talking about hydration. Okay, so for anyone who is new here, hi, hello. We always talk about something with regards to wellness. Imagine that. And so today's topic, it's all about water adds up. Okay, so water adds up. So we always start our wellness playlist with what we call positive quotient repetitions. Positive quotient repetitions, or PQ reps. So if you're comfortable, feel free to close your eyes. You can be sitting, standing, laying down, doesn't matter. But as long as you feel safe, okay, you don't have to close your eyes, but just get comfortable. So I'm going to close my eyes, and here we go. What you're going to do is you're going to, again, even if you're laying down, you're going to stretch your spine so you feel nice and tall. Okay, shoulders back, and now settle into your body and connect with your body without changing your breath pattern. Just notice your breath. What sensations are you aware of? What in your body is moving? Now, feel free to take a hand and put it on your belly. And again, without changing your breath, just notice what you notice. Is your hand moving? Has anything changed with regards to sensation? And if your mind wanders, that's okay. Bring it right back to your breath. Now, feel free to put your hands down. And if you're able, feel free to notice the furthest away sound you can hear. And now, listen to the closest sound you can hear. And when you're ready, feel free to open your eyes if they were closed. That was your first experience, if you're new here, with PQ reps, positive quotient repetitions. And there's a lot more to those than just what you experience. We can talk more later. So today in our wellness playlist, again, we're talking about hydration specifically. And the topic today is water adds up. Okay. So this is important. So hydration is one of the 5 pillars that I teach, okay, that I coach on. The pillars are hydration, sleep, nourishment, movement, and mental fitness, okay? The PQ reps have to do with mental fitness, just so you know. But hydration is so important, and water adds up. What do I mean by that? So water, okay, your body only requires one type of liquid, and it's water. Preferably, if you can get some electrolytes in there, that's even better, okay? But water in itself, right, our body is mostly liquid, like at 60%, all right? So our bodies require quite a bit of liquid. Water is really the only liquid we require. And again, if you can put electrolytes in it, more power to you. But today we're talking about how water adds up. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because people might get too hung up on the idea like, oh, I need to drink this much, it's been recommended and my doctor's telling me I need to really up the ante with the water. all well and good, okay, and there's good reasons for it. And don't stress about it. You only have to think about the fact that, okay, yes, water is a liquid, but guess what? Water is in a lot of the food you consume, okay? Not that that would make up for like, oh, okay, I'm not going to drink water all day because I'm going to be eating, all types of food all day. No, that's not what I meant. But water adds up. So to begin with, in my morning routine, I drink 2 cups of lemon water every morning. As soon as I get up, before I go anywhere, I go through my gratitude practice, and that includes drinking my lemon water. Well, that 2 cups is the start of my day, which theoretically has stopped the fast that I took, right, as I was asleep, to include the water fast. So obviously, you're not drinking water when you're asleep. And so your body uses up a lot of the water, like upwards of 1 liter, one whole liter is evaporated by the time you wake up, wherever that is. Maybe you work nights and so forth, or you're awake at night, right? So maybe it's the opposite for you. But during your waking hours, right? So what I do is I do my best to replenish that 1 liter, okay, even before I start moving around. So that 2 liters, though, that's 2 liters, yeah, right. That uh, those 2 cups of water have started my regiment, okay, if you want to call it that, of drinking water all day, right? So, but it all adds up. So 2 cups as soon as I get up. Then throughout the day, I'll obviously have my water with me. But what I'm getting at is that I don't consume the recommended amount of water for me, which is around 70 to 80 ounces, depending on what I'm up to, right? But let's just keep it simple. Let's just say that recommended just to keep me alive, okay, based on my size, based on, everything about me, 72 ounces would just be basic keeping my organs running, right? So that 72 ounces, though, is throughout the whole day. That's not if, like sitting down once for my 3 meals and then I'm going to consume up to 72 ounces of water. No, water adds up. So let's say you have a smoothie for breakfast, okay? Guess what? There's probably liquid in that smoothie, not just from the ingredients, but also because you've probably added either some type of liquid, i.e., non-dairy milk, preferably, or some type of water. Okay. So that is part of your daily allowance of water. So let's say you're having soup for your dinner. Okay. Not that it's cold where I'm at, but wherever you might be, right? It's getting cooler. We are now in autumn, okay, in the fall, if you're in the northern hemisphere. And so that means that soup sounds good, right? Well, soup more than likely has liquid in it, right? Unless it's a really thick stew or something. And thus, you have more liquid, i.e., some of that is probably water. So there's a lot of liquid that can add up to water throughout your waking hours. That's important because I don't want you to stress out. All right. Yes, I do track my water, but guess what? I'm not as strict as I was when I first started because now I know more or less how my body reacts, right? And so I know, oh my goodness, if I've seen that I haven't drank a certain amount of water by a certain amount of time, I know, okay, I get to up the ante a little. But I also realize that my water adds up. So the moral of this story is simply, yes, consuming water is important throughout your waking hours. And you don't need to stress about it because you will be getting in doses, okay, of liquid throughout your day. And preferably, right, when you are at your meal time, you're not consuming a ton of anything. If you hopefully are, knowledgeable about it, theoretically, you shouldn't be actually drinking a whole bunch when you are eating because you're diluting the enzymes that help you digest. So, with that said, preferable, right, is that you are drinking water though, if in fact you are eating, because water is simply just going to help flush stuff down, right? But it's not going to dilute anything in your mouth per se, not a lot anyway. So, again, when you are in your waking hours and you're worried about water consumption, just remember there's water hidden in different parts, okay, of what you're consuming. So there's always ways to make it up, right? But again, if you do fall short, that's okay. All right. But we are working up towards staying hydrated, right? And that takes time, especially if you're chronically dehydrated. Your body has to get used to consuming more liquid. All right. So again, the moral of the story is the water adds up and it comes in different forms. Okay. It's not always going to be straight liquid. Just remember that fruits, right, have water in them. Veggies have water in them. Again, there's so many ways to get more consumption of water, so don't cut yourself short and don't get upset. Just know that you are going to be working up towards your ideal amount of water consumption as you move through that journey. Okay, so with that, this is a short one, and I just want to again reiterate it's a work in progress. All right, so we'll see you next time. Take care, take charge. God bless.